I used to say my life started when I met Emily Carter, and for 3 years I said it without doubt. I love you, she would whisper, and I'd answer, I'm not going anywhere. I believed love meant staying, even when things felt off. I'm Jason Miller, and I built my future on promises I never questioned. Jason, you're overthinking again, Emily said one morning, tying her hair. Why can't you just trust me? I do trust you, I replied. That's why I don't ask questions. She smiled like that was proof I was a good man. You always know what to say. Our days were full of small talks. Did you eat? She'd ask. Don't forget your meeting. At night, she'd curl close and say, You're my safe place. I let those words carry me. When bills got tight, I said, We'll figure it out. When she canceled plans, I said, Next time. Every time I defended her, even to myself. Ryan Brooks tried to warn me. Man, I'm not saying she's bad, he said over beers. But you give too much. I laughed. That's love. Or that's you being blind, he replied. She chose me, I said. That means something. Ryan shook his head. Just don't lose yourself. I didn't hear him. I only heard Emily. You're different, she'd say. Other guys leave. I won't, I promised. I'm not like them. She cried once and said, I'm scared you'll stop loving me. I held her face. I won't. Looking back, that's when I should have asked why she was afraid. Instead, I kept proving myself. I skipped nights out. I ignored missed calls. I told Ryan, You don't know her like I do. Okay, he said. Just remember I'm here. Emily loved to talk about the future. Our house will have a big kitchen, she said. I'll cook, you'll complain. I'll still eat it, I said. She laughed. You're stuck with me. I wanted to be. I let that once silence doubts. When she guarded her phone, I said, Privacy matters. When she smiled at messages late at night, I said, Work stress. Every red flag became my problem, not hers. One night we lay in bed, quiet. I said, You okay? Yeah, she said quickly. Just tired. Her phone buzzed. She turned away. I watched the glow on her face. She smiled, soft and real. Not the smile she gave me when I asked about us. Who's that? I asked. She didn't look up. Just a friend. I nodded. Okay. Inside, something twisted. Jason, don't start. I told myself. Don't be that guy. I stared at the ceiling and counted breaths. Her fingers kept moving. She laughed under her breath. I rolled closer. I love you, I said. She paused, then said, Love you too, without looking at me. The room felt colder. My chest felt tight. I wanted to ask more, but fear won. You're tired, I told myself. You're imagining things. Emily finally put the phone down and kissed my cheek. You worry too much, she said. I whispered, We're good, right? Hoping to hear certainty. She answered, Of course, and squeezed my hand. Why are you like this tonight? I just want us, I said. We have us, she replied. Too fast. Her phone buzzed again. She flipped it face down. Can we sleep? Yeah, I said. Sleep. Ryan's voice echoed in my head. Pay attention. I ignored it. I chose peace over questions. I chose her comfort over my doubt. As her breathing slowed, my mind stayed awake. I watched the door, the window, the dark. I promised myself I'd ask tomorrow. I promised myself a lot of things. Tomorrow never came the way I thought it would. I held on to the lie because it felt warm. I didn't know then that comfort can be dangerous, or that love without truth is just silence waiting to break. I learned that lesson too late. Emily stood by the door adjusting her jacket and said, I told you, Jason. I'm going to see my cousin. I said, Which cousin? She sighed. Why does that matter? Because you never visit family this late, I said. You usually call first. You're doing it again, she said, turning nothing into something. I laughed nervously. I'm just asking. Don't wait up, she said, grabbing her purse. I'll text. The door closed, and the silence hit hard. I looked at my phone and said to myself, Relax. You're tired. Stop acting crazy. I paced the room and tried to watch TV, but my chest wouldn't slow down. I called her. It rang. No answer. She's driving, I muttered. That's all. 10 minutes passed. I called again. Straight to voicemail. Okay, I whispered. Okay. I grabbed my keys and said, I just need air. I followed the route she always took, telling myself I'd turn back. At every light, I argued with my reflection. If you don't trust her, leave, I said. If you do, go home. I didn't go home. I saw her car outside a bar I recognized too well. My stomach dropped. No, I said. Please, no. I parked across the street and watched her walk in like she belonged there. I followed. Inside, the noise blurred. I scanned faces until I heard her laugh. That laugh wasn't nervous. It wasn't fake. It was easy. She was sitting close to a man I knew by name. Mark Reynolds, I whispered. Of course. They touched hands. She leaned in. He said something, and she smiled like she used to smile at me. I stepped closer before I could stop myself. Emily, I said. She turned and said calmly, Jason. Mark looked confused. You know him? I do, she said. We live together. My mouth went dry. So, this is your cousin? Emily stood up slowly. We should talk. Talk, I said. You've been talking for years. Mark cleared his throat. I'll go. No, Emily said. Stay. That hurt more than anything. I said, how long? She crossed her arms. Do you really want the answer? Yes, I said. Say it.
3 years, she said.
On and off. I felt empty. 3 years, I repeated. So what was I? She looked at me without tears. You were safe. I laughed once. Safe, I said. I loved you. I know, she said. That's why I stayed. Mark said, Emily.
Don't, she snapped. Then she looked at me.
I never meant to hurt you. I nodded slowly. But you did. She said, I didn't think you'd find out like this. Like this? I asked. In public. She shrugged. You followed me. I said quietly, you made me doubt myself for years. She replied, you chose not to see. Those words cracked something in me.
I didn't yell.
I didn't beg. I said, we're done. She said, Jason, wait. I stepped back. No, I said. Don't touch me. Mark stood frozen. I looked at him and said, enjoy what she does to you. Emily said softly, I did care. I met her eyes. Care isn't betrayal. I walked out, my legs shaking. Outside, I breathed in cold air and said, it's over. I sat in my car and stared at the steering wheel. I felt nothing, then everything. My phone buzzed. It was Ryan. You good? He asked. I said, no. Where are you? Driving, I replied. She lied. There was a pause. I'm sorry, man. I saw everything, I said. She didn't even try to deny it. Ryan said, come over. Not tonight, I said. I need to be alone. You don't have to do this alone, he said. I know, I replied. I just can't talk anymore. I hung up and spoke to the empty car. You trusted her, I said. You defended her. Each word felt heavy. I replayed her voice. Safe. Chosen not to see. The night felt endless. I drove until my tank was low. When I finally stopped, I realized I wasn't angry yet. I was broken, and that scared me. I didn't answer my phone for 2 days. It kept lighting up, buzzing like it wanted to accuse me. I said out loud, stop, but it didn't listen. I sat on the couch and replayed Emily's voice again and again. You were safe, I said back to the empty room. You used me. My phone rang. I ignored it. A minute later, it rang again. I looked at the name and muttered, of course. Jason, my sister said when I finally picked up. Say something. Hi, Lisa, I said. My voice sounded strange to me. Where are you? She asked. Ryan called me. He's worried. I'm fine, I lied. She said sharply, don't do that. Not with me. I swallowed. I don't want to talk. That's too bad, she said. I'm coming over. You don't have to, I said. I know, she replied. I'm still coming. When she arrived, she looked at me like I was a stranger. You look hollow, she said. I shrugged. I feel efficient. She frowned. That's not funny. I wasn't joking, I said. She sat across from me. Tell me what happened. I shook my head. I'll get angry. Good, she said. Be angry. I don't have energy for that, I replied. Lisa leaned forward. Jason, you loved her. That doesn't make you weak. I didn't just love her, I said. I funded her life. She blinked. What do you mean? I paid, I said. I covered things. I defended her lies. That's not love, she said softly. That's being used. Those words landed hard. Don't say it like that. Say it yourself, she replied. You know it's true. My phone buzzed. Emily's name lit the screen. Lisa saw it. Are you going to answer? No, I said. I'm done talking. Lisa nodded. Good. Emily texted. Why won't you respond?
I didn't mean it like that.
I read it and laughed once. She always says that. Lisa asked, what does she want? She wants control, I said. Even now. Another text came. You followed me. You broke my trust too. I whispered. Unbelievable. Lisa said, she's blaming you. I see that, I replied. She always does. The door knocked hard. Ryan walked in without waiting. Man, he said, I should have punched someone.
Don't, I said. Sit.
Ryan pointed. She ruined you. She revealed herself, I replied. Ryan looked at Lisa. He's numb. Lisa said, for now. Ryan said, you didn't deserve that. I know, I said. That's the problem. Emily texted again. Can we please talk? 3 years means something. I typed, then deleted. Silence hurts her more. Ryan said, you okay? No, I said. But I will be. Lisa stood. Promise me something. What? Don't beg, she said. Don't explain yourself. I nodded. I won't, Ryan added. And don't forgive too fast. I'm not forgiving, I said. I'm watching. Another message appeared. You're acting childish. I locked my phone. I'm done reacting. Lisa touched my shoulder. You were loyal. I was convenient, I replied. Ryan shook his head. She'll regret it. Maybe, I said. Maybe not. Lisa said, what do you want now? I want truth, I answered. Even if it's quiet. They left. The apartment felt empty, but lighter. I sat alone and said to myself, I won't chase closure. I let the silence sit. I let it speak. I realized something clear and sharp. I wasn't just betrayed. I was used. The night stretched. I walked room to room, talking to myself. You saw it, I said. You heard it. My thoughts argued back. You ignored it. I sat on the floor and said, never again. My phone buzzed once more. Emily's name again. I didn't open it. I said out loud, say it without me. I imagined her voice, calm and sharp. I imagined my own silence, cutting deeper than words. I opened a notebook and wrote one line. I will not chase people who lie. I closed it. Ryan texted later. I'm here anytime. I typed, thanks, then stopped. I sent nothing. Lisa called, once more. I love you, she said. I know, I replied. That's real. Get some sleep, she said. I will, I answered, knowing I wouldn't. I lay on the bed and stared up. I practiced saying no, no more. I thought about who I was before Emily, before excuses. I said quietly, I remember you. I felt the urge to explain, to defend myself, to make her understand. I pressed my palm to my chest and said, stop. The urge passed. Outside, a car drove by. I promised myself one thing and meant it. I won't beg. I won't explain.
I won't forgive.
I will let the truth do the damage. I woke up and didn't feel like crying, and that scared me more than the tears. I said to myself, so this is what comes after pain. I made coffee and sat at the table, staring at my phone. Emily hadn't texted all night. I felt calm and I didn't trust it. I said out loud, think. I replayed everything slowly, not emotionally. She trusted you with details, I said. She underestimated you. I opened my laptop and checked the joint account. Still untouched, I muttered. I remembered her saying, "You're better with money," and laughing. I remembered favors she asked for. Can you handle this? Can you sign that? Can you talk to him for me? I had said yes every time. I called Ryan. He answered fast. You sound different, he said. I am, I replied. I'm done hurting. That's good, he said. What now? I observe, I said. I don't react. Ryan paused. That sounds dangerous. It's controlled, I replied. I won't break laws. I won't touch her. I'll just stop protecting her. He said quietly, she deserves whatever comes. Not from me, I said. From truth. I hung up and scrolled through contacts until I stopped at a name I hadn't used in years. Daniel Foster, I said. Let's see if favors expire. He answered with a laugh. Jason Miller, he said. I owe you. I remember, I replied. I need advice. Is this legal? He asked. That's why I'm calling, I said. We met later. He looked at me and said, You don't look reckless. I'm not, I said. I'm careful. He leaned back. Tell me what you want. I want exposure, I said. No lies. No exaggeration. Daniel nodded. You're asking about consequences, not revenge. Yes, I said. I won't threaten or manipulate. He said, then you're fine. Truth is legal. What about timing? I asked. He smiled. Timing is power. I thought about Emily's voice. Calm, honest, cold. 3 years, I said. She never panicked. Daniel said, that means she believes she's safe. She is, I said. Until she isn't. He warned me. Once you start, you can't control reactions. I don't want control, I replied. I want reality. He studied me. This won't heal you. I know, I said. But it will end something. I left his office and sat in my car. I asked myself, is this who you want to be? My chest tightened. Someone who lets go, I answered. Emily texted that night. We should talk like adults. I laughed softly. Now you want adult rules. I typed, then erased. I said, no more dialogue. I remember her saying, you're safe, and something hardened. I opened old messages. I saw patterns. I saw confidence. I saw how often she assumed I'd stay quiet. That's the mistake, I said. Ryan texted, you sure about this? I replied, I'm sure about myself. He sent back, proud of you. I put the phone down and walked around the apartment. I spoke to the walls. I won't yell, I said. I won't beg. I imagined Emily crying and shook my head. Not my job. I sat and wrote a list. Names, dates, facts. Nothing emotional. Facts don't scream, I whispered. They wait. Doubt crept in. What if this turns you bitter? I asked myself. I answered. Only if I lie. I remembered her last calm look. No guilt. No fear. She thought I'd disappear, I said. She thought silence meant weakness. I smiled for the first time. Silence means preparation. I closed the notebook and said one sentence out loud, steady and clear. I won't destroy her. I paused, feeling the weight. I'll let her choices do it. The decision settled in my chest, not heavy, not light, just firm. I wasn't planning chaos. I was stepping aside and letting the truth walk forward. I stopped reacting and started listening. I said to myself, move quietly, and for the first time I meant it. I didn't text Emily. I didn't block her. I let her feel normal. That scared her less, and that helped me. Ryan asked, what do you need? Nothing loud, I said. Just help when I ask. Say less, he replied. I reached out to people I hadn't spoken to in months. I said simple things. Hey, quick question. Can we talk? I never mentioned Emily's name first.
I let others say it.
That's how I met Sarah Collins. She said, You're Jason, right? Yes, I replied. You work with Emily. She laughed.
Yeah.
Why? I just wanted clarity, I said. No drama. She hesitated. About what? Honesty, I said. That's all. Sarah sighed. She's complicated. How so? I asked. She dates, Sarah said. A lot. I stayed quiet. She told us you were open-minded, Sarah added. My chest tightened. About what? About her seeing other people, she said.
Mark. And another guy.
Maybe more. I nodded. Thanks for telling me. Sarah frowned. You didn't know? I do now, I said. After that, the pattern showed itself. Messages. Names. Overlaps. I didn't rush. I listened. I wrote facts down without emotion. Careless, I whispered. She got careless. Emily texted, miss you today. I smiled once. You shouldn't. I replied, busy.
Talk later.
Ryan saw me typing and said, You okay? I'm steady, I replied. Lisa called that night. You're quiet, she said. I'm careful, I answered. Careful can turn cold, she warned. I won't cross that line, I said. I promise. Emily invited me over days later.
Just dinner, she said.
No pressure. Sounds fine, I replied. Ryan raised an eyebrow. You trust yourself? Yes, I said. Not her. At dinner, Emily laughed easily. You seem better, she said. I am, I replied. She leaned closer. I missed this. So did I said, meaning control. Her phone buzzed. She didn't hide it anymore.
She didn't need to.
That confidence told me everything. I listened more than I spoke. I asked questions that felt harmless. Work okay? I asked. Busy, she said. Sarah's been weird. I nodded. People talk. She shrugged. They always do. I watched her relax. She thinks I forgave, I told myself. She thinks time fixed it. Ryan texted later. You ready? I replied almost. Lisa sent, remember who you are. I answered, I won't forget. I gathered everything quietly. No accusations. No threats. Just truth waiting. I felt calm, and that was new. This is power, I said softly. Not rage. Emily texted late. I'm glad we're okay. I replied, me too. I set the phone down and breathed. One night, I said. That's all. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel sad. I felt prepared. That scared me more than heartbreak ever did. Emily walked in and said, You look calm. I am, I replied. Sit. She smiled carefully. I'm glad you wanted closure. So am I said. She crossed her legs. I've been thinking a lot. I know, I replied. You always do. She laughed lightly. That sounds cold. It's honest, I said. She leaned forward. I never wanted things to end like that night. I didn't either, I said. But here we are. She took a breath. I made mistakes. Say it clearly, I replied. I hurt you, she said. I didn't mean to. I nodded. Keep going. She frowned. Why are you like this? Because I'm listening, I said. She said, I felt trapped sometimes. By what? I asked. By expectations, she said. By being good. I said calmly. You weren't trapped. You were comfortable. She stiffened. That's not fair. I paid, I said. I covered. I defended. She said, You offered. And you took, I replied. She stood up. I apologized. Not yet, I said. She sat again. Jason, please. I slid my phone across the table. Read. She glanced and froze. What is this? Names, I said. Dates. Her voice shook. You went through my things? No, I replied. People talked. She scrolled faster. This is private. It's true, I said. She whispered. You promised not to do this. I promised to love you, I said. You promised loyalty. She started crying. I didn't think you'd go this far. I didn't go anywhere, I replied. You left. She reached for me. I still care. Stop, I said. She pulled back. I was confused. For 3 years, I asked. She looked away. I was scared to lose you, I said. You never had me. She shook her head. That's not true. I opened my laptop. Emails, I said. Messages. She covered her mouth. You showed people? Only truth, I replied. Her tears fell harder. You ruined me. You exposed yourself, I said. She cried. I can fix this. No, I replied. You can't, she whispered. Please don't do this. I stood up. I already did. She grabbed my sleeve. I love you. I removed her hand. You loved safety. She collapsed into the chair. What do you want from me? Nothing, I said. That's the point. She looked small then. You planned this. I prepared, I replied. She said, say something angry. I have nothing left, I said. She said softly, I'm sorry. I believe you, I replied. Too late. She looked up. So this is it? Yes, I said. She asked, you're just walking away? I already did, I replied. She sobbed. I never thought you'd be like this. I never thought you'd be like you, I said. I picked up my keys. Don't call me. She cried. You're cruel. No, I said. I'm finished. I opened the door. She said, Jason, wait. I paused. This is closure. I walked out and closed the door behind me. My chest was quiet. No shaking. No anger. Just space. I sent one message to the people she lied to. Simple. Direct. No insults. I put my phone away and kept walking. That night didn't destroy her. It ended her hold on me. The morning after felt quiet, not peaceful, just still. I said to myself, so this is after. My phone buzzed, and this time it wasn't Emily. Ryan said, you see what's happening? I see pieces, I replied. People are talking, he said. She's not answering anyone. I didn't ask for that, I said. I know, he replied. That's why it's working. I stared at the wall and asked, did I go too far? Ryan paused. Did you lie? No, I said. Then no, he replied. Later that day, Lisa called. I heard, she said. I sighed. From who? Everyone, she answered. Emily quit her job. That was her choice, I said. Lisa said carefully. How do you feel? Empty, I replied. And guilty. Guilt means you still have a heart, she said. I don't want to be proud of this, I said. You don't have to be, she replied. You just have to be honest. I met Ryan for coffee. He said, Mark's gone. Gone how? I asked. He blocked everyone, Ryan said. No explanations. I nodded. That's how it ends. Ryan leaned in. You didn't destroy them. I know, I said. They did. Emily texted once. You turned everyone against me. I didn't answer. I showed Ryan. She still doesn't get it, he said. She never will, I replied. That night, Lisa came over. She said, you're quiet again. I'm thinking, I said. About what? She asked. About whether justice should hurt this much, I replied. Lisa sat beside me. Justice isn't comfort. I didn't want revenge, I said. I wanted peace. And, she asked. I'm getting there, I replied. Emily tried calling. I let it ring. Lisa watched. You don't owe her anything. I know, I said. I just hate that silence feels cruel. Lisa said, silence is a boundary. I repeated it. A boundary. Days passed. Stories changed. People stopped asking me questions and started apologizing. We didn't know, they said. I didn't either, I replied. Ryan said one night. You sleeping? Better, I said. You smiling? He asked. Sometimes, I replied. Emily sent one last message. I never meant to lose everything. I read it twice and said out loud, you lost control, not everything. I didn't send it. I asked myself again, did you do this to feel strong? The answer surprised me. No, I said. I did it to feel done. I started small changes. New routines. New hours. Ryan noticed. You're lighter. I dropped weight, I said. Not pounds.
Lisa laughed.
I like this version. I'm still learning him, I replied. One evening, I sat alone and said, I forgive myself. It felt awkward. Necessary. Ryan texted, proud of you. I typed back, thanks for not stopping me. He replied, you didn't need stopping. I looked at my reflection and spoke clearly. You survived without becoming cruel. That mattered. Emily faded from conversations, from rumors, from my thoughts. Not erased, just smaller. Lisa hugged me and said, you're not broken. I was bent, I replied. I straightened. She smiled. That's growth. I understood then that karma doesn't rush. It walks. Quiet.
Fair.
I didn't cheer for it. I respected it. That night, I wrote one line in my notebook. Clarity is better than closure. I closed it and slept. I changed my mornings first. I said, wake up earlier. And I did. I stopped checking my phone before coffee. I stopped waiting for messages that never mattered. I told myself, you don't need permission to live. Ryan noticed. You're moving different, he said. I'm moving forward, I replied. I joined a small gym near work. That's where I met Megan Wright. She nodded once and said, you're new. I am, I replied. She smiled politely. I'm Megan. Jason, I said. She didn't ask questions. She just said, good luck, and went back to her routine. That felt rare. A week later, she said, you're consistent. I'm trying, I replied. That counts, she said. We talked between sets. Simple things. Work okay? Traffic bad? No digging. No flirting. Just respect. Ryan joked. She seems solid. She's calm, I said. That's enough. Lisa asked, are you dating? No, I replied. I'm choosing. Emily texted again. I miss you. I didn't open it. Megan asked one day, you always quiet after your phone buzzes. I don't answer some things anymore, I said. She nodded. Boundaries. I liked that word from her. It wasn't advice. It was normal. I changed goals too. I said, run farther. I did. I said, save more. I did. I said, speak less. That was harder. Ryan said, you're not angry anymore. I'm focused, I replied. Lisa said, you're different. I'm honest, I said. Emily called late one night. I let it ring. Megan noticed my pause. You okay? She asked. Yes, I said. I just don't need to answer. She smiled. Good. That moment mattered more than romance ever could. No chasing. No proving. Just choice. I told myself, you don't win by replacing her. I believed it. Ryan asked, you miss her? I miss who I thought she was, I replied. That's fading. Emily sent another message. Can we start over? I said out loud, no, and deleted it. Megan said one evening, you seem lighter lately. I dropped a story, I replied. She asked, a heavy one? The heaviest, I said. She didn't push. Glad you did. I realized I wasn't waiting for anything anymore. Not apology. Not regret. Not revenge. Ryan said, you don't talk about her. I don't need to, I replied. Lisa hugged me and said, you're steady. I like steady, I said. Megan and I walked out of the gym one night. She said, you're not looking for approval. I'm done with that, I replied. She smiled. That's rare. I watched my phone stay quiet. It didn't feel powerful. It felt irrelevant. Emily tried once more. Please answer. I didn't. I said to myself, the power isn't mine anymore. And that was freedom. I went home and wrote a new rule. No one earns access without respect. I slept easily. The past didn't chase me. I didn't chase the future. I stood where I was and felt enough. That was becoming someone new. I woke up before my alarm and said, it's quiet. Not the heavy quiet from before, but something softer. I sat up and laughed once. So this is peace. Ryan called later and said, you sound normal. I feel normal, I replied. He said, that's a win.
I didn't win, I said.
I let go. Lisa stopped by that afternoon. She looked around and said, you changed the place. I changed myself, I replied. She smiled. I can see that. I made coffee and said, I wasn't innocent. She raised an eyebrow. Explain. I ignored things, I said. I wanted comfort more than truth. Lisa nodded. That doesn't make you weak. It made me blind, I replied. But I learned. She asked, do you hate her? I shook my head. I remember her.
That's different, she said.
It is, I replied. Ryan texted, gym tonight? I answered, yeah. At the gym, Megan said, you look settled. I am, I replied. She asked, no drama? No noise, I said. She smiled. Good place to be. My phone buzzed once. Emily's name appeared. I didn't open it. Megan noticed and said, you don't owe anyone your attention. I know, I replied. That was it. No anger. No fear. Just choice. Later, Ryan asked, you ever think about her? Sometimes, I said. Not painfully. He nodded. That's healthy. I didn't end her, I said. I ended her control. Ryan said, that's stronger. That night, I sat alone and spoke to myself. You weren't perfect, I said. You were loyal. I paused. Next time, be loyal to yourself too. I thought about every moment I ignored my instincts. I didn't shame myself. I understood myself. Lisa called and said, you good? I'm steady, I replied. She said, I'm proud of you. That means a lot, I said. Emily didn't text again. Even if she did, I wouldn't answer. Not out of spite. Out of peace. I realized something simple. Closure isn't a conversation. It's a decision. I changed into clean sheets and said, no ghosts tonight. Ryan texted, you alive? I replied, very. Megan sent a message. See you tomorrow. I smiled. Simple as nice. I lay down and felt my body relax. No questions. No doubt. No wondering who was lying beside me or who they were texting. I whispered, I'm free. The past stayed where it belonged. The future didn't rush me. I rested in the present and let it hold me. Justice didn't shout. It didn't celebrate. It arrived quietly and left quietly. I closed my eyes and slept.